Hi everybody, Tracy Brown. So I promised I would check back in. It's still going to be a shorter video today, but I want to take it a step further. So if you weren't on with me live yesterday, I talked a lot about, so go check that out. I talked a lot about the function of wanting to go back to restricting, whether you're already restricting and you want to restrict more, binging, purging, go back on a diet or track macros or points or calories or whatever it is that is kind of like your go-to when you feel like things are out of control with food. I want you to think about this process, and we are so used to trying to get results yesterday and jumping forward to I'm done with this, I'm over it, and I'm fine now. I find that when we can slow down to the micro level of some of this, we actually get further. We actually learn a lot more, and we build a really solid foundation. So that's what I want to talk about today. So yesterday was a lot about there's a reason that we want to go back. And now when we want to talk about, okay, so if I want to go back, let's slow down and try to figure out where can I notice if that's actually serving me or not. And so my hope for you as you listen to or watch this is that you pay attention and pick one place in your day today and every day, or maybe one place in your eating throughout the next week. And then maybe, I would love to hear comments if you come back around and tell me like how you did. Come back around and talk to me about how you did. So if we're going to slow down to the micro, and you saw the title of this video is Slow Down to Get Somewhere. People want to hurry up and get results and eat all the food and it's all peaceful and we're fine with it, but I need you to slow down to start to notice what's pulling you back. So, for example, I have a client who is really struggling with frustration of I do kind of okay, and then when I really have to push myself to do something bigger, I kind of go back to what feels safe. And she hasn't really slowed down enough in her day to understand where is that coming from that particular day. And so, for example, what I ask her to do is let's just pick one day, well, not one day, one meal, where you honor if you're hungrier than you feel like you should be. And so when you're doing hunger fullness work, sometimes it's really easy to overestimate your fullness because you don't want to need as much as you need. And so I ask her, I'm not saying that you have to maybe eat more food to match what your body needs, at a higher fullness level, not to get too hungry and then not to binge. If that's one of your goals, let's break it down more micro. Can we just notice that, let's say at breakfast, let's say you pick some food, you eat some food, you recognize that either you're satisfied, or maybe you can be full and not satisfied. You can be full and satisfied. You can be, I'm actually still a little hungry, but I don't want to eat more because that makes me afraid. Or that's more than I'm used to eating. And so let's just acknowledge that first. Oh, I think I'm still a little hungry and I would like to eat more, but I'm afraid to let myself. Let's just honor that. If you can start with that place first, and then decide, and I'm going to do another video about friending and respect, befriending and respect. I'm going to do another video about that. If I can get it in this week, I will. Next week, definitely for sure. But that's the second part of this. Can we first just honor what it is we notice and what we feel? And then maybe make a decision, either direction, with either I eat more or I don't eat more, and be with that. That's the micro level of this work, of slowing out enough to notice your feedback and how you feel about that feedback. It's so much easier to make a decision about what's next, and this process feels a lot less like a free-for-all. Let's say there's a different goal. Let's say that I want to slow down. I want to not feel like this is a free-for-all, this process, even though it's amazing, but it scares the crap out of me because I want to eat all the things that I feel like have been on the bad list all these years. And I would say there's not a thing wrong with that, and that's okay. Pay attention to that. Pay attention because you might actually need to do that to feel more free and to like settle your system, settle your mind, your emotions, and to let that food go. Or it could be just fear that if you don't eat that food, that you won't actually be letting yourself have it. And there's a little fear there that you're going back to the diet in your system, in your body. It's not just mental, it's also emotional and somatic. Like, oh my gosh, you're going to starve me again. Notice that and honor that. And then you can be, and we'll do a video about this at some point too, being the competent adult caretaker to the diet police and the rebellion eaters and all those kind of things that want to make sure you're not restricted again. So let's go micro, guys, on how our body like how it feels from the inside out to, oh, here's where I'm at, and here's my thoughts or my beliefs about that. Then you can go the next step. What do I do about it? I hope this video was helpful. If so, please let me know. And I'd love to keep expanding upon these different topics, because you can read the book and it sounds amazing and great and use all the principles and let go of dieting. But there's a different story for all the how. The how is nuanced and it takes some time for us to explore. So if you need more help with that individually, let me know. I haven't been talking about this because I've just been so in it, but real quickly, I've redesigned my, kind of like my attuned eating for attuned living, like membership site / class, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I put in some really good bonuses about somatic work. Each one has it in terms of learning how to be more embodied and use that to help you with your intuitive eating journey. Super excited about it. I'm hoping it's done tomorrow, maybe early next week, and you'll be seeing posts about it. It's super accessible. That was one of my dreams when I became a somatic nutrition coach and therapist, dietitian, is that because I grew up in such a little tiny rural area that there wasn't a lot of resource, to learn some of these things beyond the books. And there wasn't online teachers like me yet. So I didn't have anybody say, oh, well, you're not in my 900 people town. But it doesn't matter. I can do virtual work with you. That didn't exist then. So, this resource is for people who are wanting to, have a supplement along with working with somebody online, or they can't access them online for whatever the reasons are. So anyway, I'll be talking more about that. I'm a little excited, so that's why I'm talking fast, and I just want to let people know that that's available. Anywho, I'll talk to y'all soon, and I do hope to talk to you again in this space. Probably, I usually tend to do these live streams in the morning up until about